So next, I wanted to discuss the ideas of a spinner. We talked about a content generator such as Copy.ai or Article Forge, but for me, I utilized a few different spinners. When I was on Content Gorilla had a word spinner which was pretty fair. It would take captions from YouTube videos and it would spin them and make unique content. That said, I started to really appreciate the works of Spin Rewriter. It would take content and it would spin it, and it would also help produce content with the subscription. Spin Rewriter was very affordable. I got a year annual subscription and it was what I thought the best on the market. Did a great job of rewriting complete articles and making them unique while spinning them and keeping the essence of the article intact. I really enjoy Spin Rewriter and I still use it, and there was just recently an update that makes it even more powerful and more beneficial in a lot of ways. That said, for me, I really fell in love with Word.ai, and I'll tell you why. Word.ai gives you the ability to take a piece of content and spin it as much as you want. You can spin one piece of content 1,000 times and you can have a conservative outlook, you can have a medium, or you can have a completely unique outlook. I always usually go with unique because I don't spin things more than 50 times usually. And for me, with this unique outlet, I can have multiple sources of information saying similar things but completely unique original articles. So that's great for me with SEO because I can plant those different articles throughout my different websites. And I mentioned I had 32 Google News sites, and I can really utilize the SEO and even do something where I backlink my information through my sites, having provided that information within these articles. One thing I really like about Word.ai is you can go into the actual spinning formatter, and as you paste in the original transcript, what you can do with Word.ai is you can utilize the ability to put it in code. And in code, you can put in the headers, you can put in your links, you can embed videos, and you can spin it. And when you spin it, it can spin it in HTML. So when you open your HTML, for example, if I took a specific article, I put it in code, I put in the headers, I embedded my videos, I embedded my links, and I spun it 50 times. When I download and open my file, I will have 50 files in HTML if that's what I wanted. They do not have to be in HTML. They can be ready to go to copy and paste, but I prefer them in HTML. I'll go to my WordPress site and I'll post my blog posts in code as HTML. And I'll post it in and it is ready to go. I have my YouTube or my video embeds, I have my links, and they're all ready and working. And then I have my headers that are giving me the ability to see different headings. I personally have a table of contents on my website. It helps with SEO and it definitely helps with rank. And then what I like to do is I like to preview, and then I get a glimpse of exactly of what my clients and my customers are going to see. And from that aspect, what I do then is I publish my post, and right then and there, from a simple spin, I now have a beautiful post that has embeds of videos. It has backlinks to links that I want to help get more authority online. And on top of that, it has unique content that is still in the niche, which can provide information and provide value and help with authority. In addition to that, we talked about the content, we talked about the embedding, we talked about the links. There's another feature that will come to mind in a moment, but keeping in mind, that alone is quite a bit. We have the headings, the table of contents. The table of contents I like to add in, and that gives the ability for the reader to jump across the page up and down, and that really helps with the SEO as well. So there's a lot that you can do with Word.ai that you can actually pre-assemble by just going to the code menu and having your embeds and whatnot. You can just do your links, your titles, whatever you want. Put it on code format so you can just copy and paste and then preview what your reader is going to see. You can take those same articles and spin them as many times as you want and generate unique content. I think 100 is usually a good amount of spins where you're hitting a high number, but it's not too high for the spinner at all. So I like to stick with 100 and under for my spins. But if I have good content, and like I said in a different video, if you are utilizing the idea to teach what $10 is, you can have a $10 bill. You can also have 2 5s. You can also have 10 ones. You can also have 1 5, 4 ones, and 4 quarters. There's multiple ways to explain what $10 is. And sometimes that's what's great about Word.ai. Word.ai will give you the opportunity to take a piece of information and spin it so that the reader can hear the same information differently different times and hopefully gain an understanding of that information and allow it to click. This should really help you if you're making money online ventures and the purposes of making money online. It really gives you an edge and an opportunity to utilize some of the systems that can save you time, energy, and also money. So I highly recommend Word.ai as my favorite spinner, mainly because I can go into the back end of decoding and place in links, and I can backlink them, which will help with authority building and SEO. If you don't know what SEO is, that is search engine optimization, which will help you rank better on Google. Because I have Google News sites, a lot of my authority can be utilized into ranking sites so that they could get indexed in Google. You want that so you have an opportunity to really climb up through the ranks. So I highly recommend utilizing the opportunities to spin information and get information out. Often, many people struggle with making money online because they're too worried about not knowing how to get started or knowing what to say. That's where some of these informational tools, like what we talked about in a different video, Copy.ai and Article Forge, can really come in handy. You can utilize these tools because what you're doing with them is producing the ability to save your brain and your energy. I want you to think about, what if your content was terrible? Of course, we think everything we're making will have potential. Hopefully, that's always the goal. I usually think everything I'm making should have some potential. But for whatever reason, the reader, the client, the viewer may not like it, and it may actually be something that is a throwaway. If that's the case and you put all of your energy into that one basket, there's a good chance that you can struggle. So what I recommend, and I recommend this to anyone trying to make money online, is to utilize the aspect of saving your brain power, because if you don't save your brain, you will overextend yourself to the point where you can't really, and how can I say this? You can't really make your best content because you're overusing yourself for content that's not working or working with the audience. One of the best ways to figure out what's working with the audience is to look at what your direct competitors are doing, see what the market's dictating for them. If you don't have an audience yet, look at your competitors' audience. They usually have people following them. See what the comments are, see if there's a gap and what's missing. Read and see what they're asking for. If there's specifics that they're looking for that they're not getting from that content creator, see if you can fulfill that need. In addition, look at their top pieces of information, their most popular, that the viewers really like and respect, and see if you can contribute. Jump on to some of that information and add your 2 cents to that. That would be a really good way to start making money online, is to get started by looking at what the market is asking for. In addition to that, look at what the market has already said they like and appreciate seeing, and then put your spin on that. Like we said earlier, multiple ways to teach what $10 is. You can have a $10 bill, you can have 2 5s, you can have a 5, 4 1s, 4 quarters. The concept is to keep seeing different ways to know what $10 is. If you see it from different perspectives, you can really teach and help people understand what $10 is. So your point of view and your perspective can be just as helpful as a different one. Maybe it doesn't look exactly the same, but that's the point. That will help them grasp the information and learn. So that's where you should be hopefully encouraged from some of this information to go out and make some of your content to start making money online. Using content like, sources like Spin Rewriter or Word.ai, you have a great opportunity to save your brain power because you don't have to worry about creating so much content, because these spinners will create for you original content based off of one quality source of information. I've used it in my teaching methodologies and it's been very helpful so that my students can hear the same equation multiple times and come away with an understanding better. Instead of reading the same question 4 or 5 times, you rephrase the question 4 or 5 times. So now it's 4 or 5 different questions. When you take a test, and the next time you take a test, consider this. Look at some of the questions you get. Some of them are extremely related, but they just have a missing is or what or where or how. The question could be almost identical, but a lot of times we just switch a word here or there, so it helps your brain think and helps you consider how to figure out what comes next. So that's hopefully what you're going to be doing if you're making money online, aspirations and goals and aspects. Please take some time and consider utilizing some of these tools. A spinner like Spin Rewriter is sophisticated. It's going to be cheaper than Word.ai, but it's going to do a fantastic job. They just launched a new upgraded version. The creator, Aaron, is very well respected for his passion when it comes to creating a quality product and also updating the product for the clientele. I highly recommend Spin Rewriter in just about any capacity. It's a fantastic tool and it's only going to continue to get better. On the other hand, Word.ai is something that I've really bonded with in more recent times for multiple reasons. The reason I explained before, where you can spin something and get multiple spins, and you can spin that in code and already have your embeds, your links, your headers already set to go. So when you get your file, you can just copy and paste and everything will be completely ready and packaged with your embeds, your titles, your headers, your headings, and different sizes of fonts, in addition to the ability to produce unique content. Another thing I really appreciate about Word.ai, which is great, is that you can actually spin bulk files at once. I can take a file and, I can take multiple files. For example, I could have a manual of 26 files in it, and say I need 4 spins of each one of these 26. I can put them in an Excel sheet, and then I can go to that Excel and say spin these 26 articles 4 times, and each article will get spun 4 times and produce 4 new unique generated spins by 26, which will give me about 104 new articles of information, completely new and new content that has never been seen before. So that's the beauty of Word.ai. It can spin just about anything and get you multiple copies. But one cool feature that I've used in my past is when I've had a booklet, when I had a manuscript, when I've had some sort of long sort of document. Say I wrote a book and I have 26 chapters in this book, and I need all 26 chapters to look unique for my video game that I'm creating with the book. I can enter those 26 chapters, copy and paste them in Excel from 1 to 26, and I can say give me 8 copies because I want to make 8 video games, and I can spin it, and then it will spin all 26 each time each. So I hope this has been helpful. please check out my recommendation of Spin Rewriter and Word.ai. And keep in mind, you can utilize the ability to spin content with Spin Rewriter and get great content. You can utilize the ability with Word.ai to spin in bulk and also spin in code. So think about those options. Word.ai is going to be much more expensive. I'm going to have links in the description if you want to go ahead and make a purchase. If you have questions, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you for your time and listening to the information about making money online utilizing some of these sources. In this video, these are the word spinners.